Hello, everybody, and happy Saturday. Week 14 of NFL action is upon us. Fantasy football action is upon us. Welcome to the Touchdown Talk. My name's Chris. I am joined by the fantasy football guru himself, Mr. Pablo Martinez. Pablo, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Week 14 is here, and I'm pumped. I'm super excited. Last week of the regular season for most fantasy formats out there. And, the playoffs are just 1 week away.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I can't even believe that the season's already almost coming to a close. It literally feels like a month ago we did our draft. Like, we all got together, and which was fun. We got together at Wayne's house. Once again, thanks, Wayne, for hosting on that. That was great. That was a lot of fun. But it didn't seem like that long ago that we did that big draft party and had a great time. And everybody's hopes and dreams of draft and being like, I got a good draft, and Yahoo gave me an A+, and all that. And here we are, week 14, and man, what a season it's been so far in both leagues too. We got the LOAMP, League of Extraordinarily Mediocre People, and the Dirt Invitational. Two leagues full of hopes and dreams, and right now it doesn't look like either champ will be repeating at the moment. Doesn't look like it right now. I mean, I know Wayne's team seems to be out of the mix. Sorry, Wayne. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Sorry, Wayne. Doesn't look like you're going to be repeating this year. Looks like we'll have a new champ in LOAMP. And I believe in the Dirt League, don't think Sharkbait is going to make it this year. Am I correct about that, Pablo?
He's got an outside chance still. He's still on the track. He's still running in the far right lane, but he's got an uphill battle. He needs to win this week, and he needs a couple other matches to go in his way. So we'll see. But yeah, we might have some new blood lifting the trophies this season, and LOAMP for sure, and the Dirt League is shaping up that way, perhaps.
Yeah, and Cora's dad checking in on Yahoo right there. Dirt, baby. And he goes, he's done, referring to Sharkbait.
That's right. That's Sharkbait's opponent this week, Mr. Primo de los Matador himself. So, that's definitely a great rivalry that's this Dirt League has developed, and they're going head-to-head last week of the regular season. So that should be very exciting to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, guys, real quick, if you're just tuning in now, of course, you can watch the live video stream right here on Facebook and, of course, YouTube. That's where we stream the show live on the video version of this every Saturday at 10 a.m. So do me a favor, hit that follow button over on Facebook. That's our Facebook page, The Touchdown Talk, or over on YouTube, which happens to still be right now just my YouTube channel. So it's at Chris Vaglio. But hit the subscribe button there so that way you get notified when we go live, which is on Mondays. And then, of course, if you want to listen to the audio version of this, that streams live over on Radio Garden State, which you can get on radiogardenstate.com. The Odyssey app, all these apps are free, by the way. The free Odyssey app, TuneIn, or radio.net. And for those of you who are watching live, you do have the ability to chat with us and ask questions. So feel free to throw any fantasy questions in the chat. Well, thank you so much. Look what my amazing wife just brought me. Look at her. She's so great. She made me a nice little sando here, a nice breakfast sandwich. Rachel's
Fantastic.
the best. Rachel's the best.
Fantastic.
The greatest wife of all time.
Go, Rachel.
Greatest. She's like, can I bring it to you? If I make it, are you going to eat this? I'm like, yes, I'm definitely going to eat it. 100%. So, yeah, guys, so feel free to pop your fantasy questions in the chat. So how we've been starting to show off, and we'll do this because I do want to get into our league. So we're going to blow through this pretty fast. Of course, as we go along, if you got questions, pop them in, and we will answer them. But we usually like to start our show off with some start and sits, and kind of see where things lie. So, and this may help you during your fantasy lineup, as this is a crucial week. Some of you may have already punched your ticket and you're in. It doesn't matter if you win or lose this week because you're already in. Some people are playing for that bye week, and some people are fighting to make it in. Some people are right on the bubble, and they need to win to control their own destiny. So some of this advice, some of these start sits we're going to give you might be the thing that you need to get you over the hump this week. So never give up, never surrender, as Pablo loves to say.
Never. It's always fun to play. Even if it's just spoiler, it's still fun to play.
Yeah. So here we go. Let's start with some QB names here. Start sit, Pablo. What do you think? Lamar Jackson versus the Steelers. He's gone 3 straight games without a passing touchdown, and it hasn't run for one since week 1, according to some of my notes. I don't know how accurate that is, but Lamar Jackson, if you've got him, is he a start or a sit this week?
That's so tough because the matchup isn't terrible, but I'm gonna give you my personal thought on this.
Yeah,
I'm out on Lamar. I tried to make a push in our LOEMP league to acquire Lamar, and negotiations fell through. They didn't actually happen. And at this point, I'm kind of glad that that's the way it went because he's been scoring single digits for almost a month. Yeah. And that's just not him. Something's off. I just would much prefer to play anyone else over Lamar just to be a little bit safer. Mm-hmm. I don't want to take that chance with my team in week 14.
Yeah, great point. And the guy is definitely still hurt. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, hey, kudos to him going out there playing, but not really helping out the Ravens too much. And this is a big rivalry game too, man. Pittsburgh and Baltimore, big rivalry game. And I think Pittsburgh needs this win to get in, or are they kind of eliminated from the playoffs? I think at this point.
So both teams are 6-6 at the top of the division. Right? So I get why he's still going out there. They're in first. The Ravens are in first place right now, right. Even though they both have a 6-6 record. So this is a huge game. But for fantasy purposes, I definitely would want to look elsewhere other than Lamar this week.
All right. So talking about somewhere else to look, C.J. Stroud from the Texans playing in Kansas City, facing that Chiefs defense, which has been for the most part pretty good, but the Chiefs basically eliminated, I think, at this point from playoff contention, which is, I guess we'll see, but I think everybody's hoping they're eliminated from playoff. Well, if you're a Chiefs fan, you're hoping they're not, but for the rest of us, I think we're hoping we don't see the Chiefs in the playoffs. But CJ Stroud, is this a guy that you trust to start this week with your fantasy hopes and dreams on the line? I mean, you may not have a choice, but how do you feel about starting CJ Stroud in your lineup this week if you got him?
It hasn't been great. He's been out with injury for a while, and when he was on the field, we haven't had a really, really good game from CJ Stroud in like a month and a half. Mm-hmm. So this week, I want to say, he just came back last week. He's on the rise. I think he'll be able to continue to improve. Mm-hmm. It's a favorable game for him. I believe, going into Kansas City means you're going to need to throw that ball. You're going to need to make things happen. And from a fantasy perspective, I think that might be a good thing for CJ Stroud managers out there. I would start CJ Stroud this week 14.
All right, here's a controversial one, and we've talked about this all season long. I feel I don't think there isn't a show where we haven't brought up this name. Kenneth Walker, K9. And if you're like me, you also have Charbonnet on your team, but is he someone that you could trust to start? Looking like he's a little banged up, but it's been really, really difficult with the Seahawks because they have been doing running back committee. Charbonnet's been vulturing all the touchdowns. I'm in this dilemma. Do I start Charbonnet over Kenneth Walker? I got to be honest, I do not trust K9 this week. That's my personal opinion. But Pablo, what do you think? Is K9 somebody you got to sit this week, or are you going to start him anyway? Or, the injury factor is a potential there as well.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't really missed games with injury this season. So that's the one thing that I'll say is in his favor. I don't know how banged up he truly is, but he's still on the field every week. Yeah. So, he does carry an injury that's been lingering for a little bit, and I think obviously that's what's holding him back. Trust wouldn't be the word I would use. I don't trust that it's going to be successful, but it's super hard to bench a guy like K9 because of the fact that he could get into the end zone more than once any week. Mm-hmm. And, it might not be this week, but it might. And running back is difficult because there aren't a lot of great options out there. Mm-hmm. So I think it would be really hard to bench Kenneth Walker this week. I would probably start him unless I had really, really good options on my team.
Now, here's another question for you. So, if you are like me, and I know there's a lot of K9 managers out there that also have Charbonnet, do you start both of these guys in your lineup? Do you go Kenneth Walker RB and put Charbonnet at flex? What would you start both these guys if you had to?
I would do that, but then again, that depends on what the rest of your team looks like. So they've both been pretty decent, like serviceable.
Right.
I want to say I like them both as flex options more than I do higher than that. Like I don't really see either of them as an RB2, but definitely both in flex consideration. If you don't have better options and you need to start them both, I would be fine with that. You could do worse these days.
Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of where I'm at. I mean I have K9, and right now in my flex spot, I got who's in my flex spot right now over there? Quinshon Judkins. But I'm thinking maybe I put Charbonnet in. I don't know. I'm going back and forth, although he's got a juicy lineup against Tennessee. So I don't know. I'm going back and forth about this. But anyway, I appreciate the advice. And I'm sure anybody else out there who's got the K9 Charbonnet mix on their team appreciates that advice as well. Here's another name for you on a running back position. Chris Rodriguez Jr. on the Commanders, playing in Minnesota. Is he a guy you start or sit this week?
So that's really a great question. I think that towards the tail end of the year, Chris Rodriguez has taken over Bill's job. Mm-hmm. I think that Krosky, now I'm blanking on the full extent of Bill's name, but our favorite, one of our favorite rookie running backs that went to Washington, Bill. Yeah, he's faded out a bit, and Chris Rodriguez has gotten a lot more opportunities than at the beginning of the season. I would give him a chance. I definitely think that the kid is Rodriguez he's going to want to get out there and prove what he's got. I think the matchup is good, and I think that you could definitely be looking at a much more complicated choice. So Chris Rodriguez gets to start for me.
All right, very good. And one last name here. This is a tight end on the Chargers playing against the Eagles. Aronde Gadsden. Gadsden's name's been coming up quite a bit the last few weeks. I hear a lot of other fantasy sports shows. I keep hearing his name come up. The passing game in the Chargers right now they're struggling a bit. They've lost a lot of weapons. But is this a guy that you should be firing up? If you got him maybe on your bench this week, is he a guy that you may want to think about starting? They are playing the Eagles this week, so you're going against a stingy Eagles defense. Or is this a guy you would just leave on your bench and opt for another tight end?
So it's super tough because at tight end, there aren't a ton of really, really great options widely available. So you're really hoping that you catch a touchdown. Whatever tight end you start, you're hoping he gets lucky that week. I like Gadsden. I think that the matchup is not great, but I think that the as a tight end, he's been pretty good. I'm concerned slightly about his quarterback play. I don't know if it's been confirmed Herbert will play. I don't think it has.
Yeah, right now they are saying that he is likely to play. He had a successful surgery, but is preparing to play. It is not on his non-throwing hand, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably still have a backup plan for that, though. I mean, I wouldn't bank on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, have your number 2 quarterback or whatever you got going ready to go. Unfortunately, the thing is that it's Monday night. So
yeah,
you're going to, whatever decision you make, and if he does wind up playing, and he has a great game, but hey, that's fantasy football for you, right? So you may have to roll the dice.
I think for the tight end question, I think I would roll Gadsden out and hope for the best, regardless of quarterback play. I mean, if it's Trey Lance, he might still look for the tight end. You never know.
Sure.
So even though the matchup is hard, tight end's tough. So it's a coin toss. I would start him and hope for the best.
All right. Well, there you go. Those were some of the start sits for today. Obviously, if you guys have any questions at all, please drop them in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer any of your start sit questions, anything you got going on with your fantasy team. As we know, this is a very crucial week for so many teams out there. Some other quick updates is For players that are ruled out or highly questionable right now, of course, Drake London still ruled out. Not looking like he's definitely, he didn't practice, and who knows if he might be even done for the season. They haven't gotten that far yet, but he is not playing. So you may be wanting to look at if you got Kyle Pitts on your team or on your waiver wire, or even a Darnell Mooney. If either of these guys are available or you do have them, you may want to take a look at them. Trey Benson, Cardinals running back, not activated. He is ruled out, and he will not be activated, and he'll probably not be back for the rest of the season at this point. It's uncertain, but he probably won't be back. So Bam Knight still continuing to lead the running back there in the Cardinals. And that's a guy I've seen floating around on a waiver wires a bit. I've seen Bam Knight kind of get released, get picked up, get released, get picked back up again. So, if you're hurting for a running back, he might be somebody that's on your waiver wire right now that somebody's just letting go and could be yours for free $99.
Yeah, and it's not a bad option going forward, especially if he's got the lead, at least the opportunity to be the lead back in that on that team.
Yeah. Now, here's another name, and this is a guy that's been on my team, and I've had him all year long, and I got to be honest, he's been great. He's really gotten me out of some trouble. He's gotten me some points. But Chris Olave, right now, he does have a back injury. He did not practice this week. Very, very questionable to play. Probably won't play. If I am probably gonna be benching him. It doesn't seem like he's gonna play. So if you're a Shaheed owner or manager, you may want to be firing him up. Or if he's a guy I doubt he's available on waiver wire, but you never know. Worth a look, because if he is not gonna go, that could be a guy you may want to throw on your bench and possibly put in your starting lineup. I mean, the Saints aren't great. I mean, their two best players are out, which is the other guy right now that I'm about to say. Alvin Kamara did not practice, knee ankle injury, highly questionable, also missing practice. So obviously, if he sits, Jamal Williams might be the guy that you want to start or pick up.
So I think that on the Saints, another couple names I'm definitely interested in are going to be Devon Vele.
Yes,
that's the wide receiver that's seen a little bit more attention as of late. It was a surprise to me. This is a guy who's been in the league for a short amount of years, but hadn't really had any relevance until recently. So I would say there's a good chance that maybe he has an uptick in opportunities as well. And the rookie running back Neal, I'm drawing a blank on his first name, but
we talked about him last week though. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Last week was like his first chance. He didn't do anything extremely spectacular, but he's a rookie, so I would still give him a couple more chances. If I had him on my team, I would throw him in there and see what happens.
And that's a guy, if he's on the waiver wire and you got room on your bench, may not be just a bad stash to have. And once again, we did talk about it from a defensive standpoint. Not bad to scoop up guys to maybe screw over your opponents. So, especially if you see that they're hurting for a certain position, scoop them up, throw them on your bench. I mean, it's like playing chess. You got to be a little strategic sometimes, That's the way it goes. That's fantasy football for you. So a couple other players trending to make a return this week. We already talked about Justin Herbert, which trending to return, but always you got to play it by ear. Make sure you're checking out, and because he is playing Monday night, it is definitely a risk if you wind up starting him and he for whatever reason doesn't play, and if that's your only quarterback spot, could be dangerous. Jaden Daniels looking to come back. I returned to practice, and he did practice, so expected to be back after his dislocation. So for anybody that's been benching Jaden Daniels over these last few weeks, looks like he's going to be back in action. We'll see what happens there. Could be the thing that you need to get you over the hump. T. Higgins looking like he's coming back too. One of another favorite target of Burrow besides Jamar Chase. So I know a lot of people are looking forward for that if you've been holding on to T. Higgins for a bit. He did clear concussion protocol. So he is going to be back, which just in time against the Bills. J.J. McCarthy is expected to play. He's not having a great season overall. But once again, if you've had him on your team and you need a quarterback, I don't know if I would start him this week, but if you got no other option, you may have to just go for it.
Yeah. Yep. Also cleared concussion protocol, so he's good to go.
He is good to go. And then we did talk about it. Kenneth Walker, he did have a some kind of a glute injury, but right now expected to play. He was limited in practice pretty much all week, but that's probably because he had this little injury. But he is expected to play right now. He is expected to play. Also, just for other things, if you've been holding on to Omarion Hampton, it is saying he's ramping up from an ankle injury. And with the extra day, he is, if he plays, he's likely to share the backfield with Vidal. But his status is still uncertain. But they are saying that he is ramping up. So there's a really good chance you may see Marion Hampton come back before the end of the season, which could be just in time for playoffs, potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope it happens. I thought it might. There was a chance it could happen last week. It didn't. They still didn't activate him. But they did open his 21-day window to come off of IR. So hopefully it's this week. Let's see what the latest news brings us over the next couple hours.
Yeah, definitely going to have to watch the news for sure. And, if he does come back, I mean, it depends what kind of shape he's going to be in. Is he going to be on snap counts, all that? But, I guess we'll have to see. And here's another big name. This week, the Thursday night game, CeeDee Lamb leaves the game with a concussion. He is now on concussion protocol. So if this is a guy, I know for a lot of CeeDee Lamb owners, you guys have had him on your team. He's been on, off. He's now out again. So I guess we'll have to see. I mean, we'll see if he clears concussion protocol or not. But, that's another heading into playoffs. That's a guy that you definitely want to have on your team, obviously, because he's the wide receiver one over there. For me, I'm a George Pickens owner, but Pickens is a little banged up right now. But anyway, CeeDee Lamb, not doing anybody any favors, but hopefully he's not too banged up.
Yeah, hopefully. And he has some time. That was a Thursday night game, so he's got a few extra days to see if he clears, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, that does it for our start sits and some notable news going on. If you have any questions at all, feel free to throw them in the chat right now, and we will get to them. Before we jump into our picks for our fantasy teams and lineups, Pablo, anybody else that you wanted to bring up or discuss really quick, player-wise?
Not necessarily. There are a bunch of players out there. I think as we go through lineups, we're gonna see a few names. We're gonna get reminded of some of the latest decisions that we have to make on each of our teams. Mm-hmm. But nothing too huge comes to mind at the moment.
All right, so here we go. Let's jump into the LOEMP League. Let's take a look at the standings right now.
All right.
Boy, look at these beautiful, beautiful standings.
Look
Sitting
at those.
At number one at 10-3.
10-3.
Just by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Still points leader.
Still points leader. Yep. So points leader gets a prize in this league. So you're 1 week away with somebody nipping at your heels, though.
Yeah, and, Team Keg nipping at my heels there.
you're 2 games ahead of third place, so you're guaranteed a bye. So that puts you into the semifinals of this season. And Golf My Lawn is already in top 14.
That's it. Number 2 sitting right there. Keith's cool team, who I'm playing this week. Keith's cool team. He's got a great team. He's had a really good season all season long. He built a really nice team, and he's been definitely a tough team to play this whole year. So kudos to you, Keith, and securing a playoff spot as well. He has locked up a playoff spot. We got Team Keg sitting at number 3 at 8-5, who was very much the team to beat all season long. Really sat in first place for a while, all by himself for quite a run until I dethroned him. So, but he is sitting in third place right now. Manja Magic, look at this. And right below, Bark at the Moon, man. You guys, 4-5. Manja Magic at 4. Bark at the Moon, my friend, your team sitting at 5. Both 8-5. We have 3 8-5 teams, by the way, in the top spots. That's crazy. And Scatta Boom at 7-6, fighting and trying to lock up that final playoff spot because my brother with Swift kicking the pits also at 7-6, right behind him. So big matchup this week between these two teams for sure. Probably our game of the week, I think, actually.
Yes, 100%. I mean, I don't know if Yahoo called it, but I think we should.
Yeah, the touchdown talk game of the week is definitely that.
Yes. One. Yeah, they happen to be playing against each other, and they're essentially it's a playoff game. They're playing to get into the playoffs, but the loser will be eliminated and the winner will get into the playoffs. That's literally how that matchup goes down.
Yep. And then in the number 8 spot, we have Suck My Dicka, Tina's team at 6-7. Grudy McGruden face at 4-9, which is Josh's team. Super Lemaire Brothers, our champ from last year, Wayne, sitting at number 10. Sorry, Wayne. Not repeating this year. But good try, my friend. Good try. And then number 11 at CD's Nuts at number 11. And number 12, Go Suck a Dak, Willie's team, which to me, once again, sitting at 3-10 is wild considering how good of a draft Willie had. I mean, unbelievable. And see his team sitting at 3-10 is really bewildering to me because he's got a lot of teams.
A lot of good players, yeah, for sure.
A lot of good players, yeah. Tina coming in 6-7. Yeah. Oh, Tina. Well, you built a really good team this year too. Unfortunately, once again, this has been the story of the whole year: injuries to all these top players. I think everybody who drafted pretty much lost more than one of their top draft picks throughout the year with injuries.
Yeah, it's hard to overcome injuries like that, but that's, I guess, it's part of the game. We've been playing now. It's been 3 months since our draft. You were talking about when we got together to draft early September. Over the past 3 months, a lot has gone down, and part of the game is to try to see who's up and coming, who's behind the starter, and take your chances and add players. But it's not easy to do.
And not easy to do. And I mean, listen, we had a very, very active trade deadline, which was great. I see a lot of teams made some really good moves, some smart moves to really help get them over the hump. So we'll see. We shall see how that all panned out. But let's dive into it. Let's talk about our game of the week. Touchdown Talk game of the week. Swift kick in the pits versus Scataboom. 2 7-6 teams vying for the last spot in playoff contention. Pretty much, right? I mean,
yeah, that's it.
That's it. This is it. This is the last spot, and we got 2 teams that have really been going at it all year long. Right now, how it stands, according to projections, and we all know how much projections mean, which basically nothing, but how it stands right now is Swift Kick in the Pants is projected to beat Scataboom 172-136. Currently, Swift Kick in the Pits with 35.4 all points and Scataboom with 10 points. So let's look at it right now. My brothers got Bo Nix going up against Joe Burrow. So, and then we also going down JSN, Nico Collins, CeeDee Lamb, who we were just talking about. Devon, here we go. This is one of the names. They're just Devon Vell, wide receiver for New Orleans. This is one of the players we were just talking about with Chris Olave trending pretty much probably not going to play. This is definitely a good pickup, I think, by Ken.
Yeah, for sure.
We had Jamison Williams, who is definitely benefiting from the Amon-Ra St. Brown being out right now. I think he might even be done for this. Is Amon-Ra done for the season?
He played on Thursday. He did play
that's
last.
Right. That's right. I'm sorry.
It was a very big surprise, but he played. He just didn't really do anything extraordinary. Definitely, Jameson stepped up there and had a big game.
Yeah, thank you. For some reason, I kept having it in my head that he's out for the season. I'm thinking of other people. But thank you for the correction.
He was close to being out for the season. Yeah. I think he got lucky.
But then I like Ken's move here. He picked up Tesla, who turned out to get him some 10 points there. That was a good pickup by him. He had a touchdown the other night. We're talking about K9 too. Brees Hall, Ashton Jenney, Chris Rodriguez, but a bunch of names we've been talking about. Brock Bowers, Juwan Johnson, Cortland Sutton, John Mechie the third. Ken started him in his flex spot. And then in our super flex, we just said it. J.J. McCarthy making his comeback against Washington and Ladd McConkey on the other side, and then 2 defenses, Pittsburgh and Miami. Looking at this game of the week lineup here, Pablo, what are you thinking here? I mean, are these projections way off, 172-136, or do you feel like this is holding true?
Well, they're definitely leaning heavily towards Kevin's team, Swift Kick in the Pits. And I think part of the reason is on the screen we can see clearly Ken has one active quarterback, and I think just unfortunately his team didn't benefit. He has other quarterbacks on his bench, but two of them happen to be on a bye in week 14. That's a killer. I really wish the NFL would make some type of change that would allow us fantasy managers to have full rosters in week 14 and not have to deal with buys on the last week of our regular season.
Right.
But that's not the case. And Ken happened to have his two most important quarterbacks, aside from Burrow, who just came back, on a bye, Jackson Dart and Bryce Young. And he did have Mariota, but Mariota all of a sudden is now not going to be the starter because Jaden Daniels recovered enough to be able to get the start on Sunday. So it's a really tough situation. That's the reason why the projections are so lopsided in Kevin's favor. It's a very uphill battle, but we were talking about J.J. McCarthy and how challenging of a season he's had. So there's no guarantee that the fact that Kevin has two quarterbacks is really just going to, guarantee him success. Last week, J.J. McCarthy didn't score 2 fantasy points. So you never know. McConkey could do way better.
No, absolutely. And I mean, looking at this, I mean, there's some interesting, I mean, we've been talking about Ashton Genty. He's going into Denver. That Denver D has been nasty all year long for the most part. Mm-hmm. So that'll be interesting to see how he does there because, we've talked, I mean, he's had some pretty good games, but last week he went into L.A. and 12 points, just a little over 12 points. Cleveland, he had 24 points, but then they played Dallas and he had 9 points. And then in Denver, when they played in week 10, 13 points. So, he's not potential. I mean, listen, anything can happen, but I mean, I don't know if you're going to get like another 24-point game out of Ashton Genty, but I guess we will see. We will see. So your official pick, my friend, for game of the week, touchdown talk game of the week for playoff implications. Who are you picking?
The team that I'm going to pick here is going to be Swift kicking the pits. It's definitely hard to not choose that team. Good luck to both of you. You both have had a really good season, and it's coming down to the wire. So I hope that your teams are successful.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm going to go with. Actually, I'm going to take the underdog in this one because just because. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Ken. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I feel like this Buffalo and Cincy game is going to be a bit of a shootout. So he may pick up some really big points at Burrow. I'm just gonna go and maybe help him out big time there. So I mean, I know Bo Nix going into Vegas is also a potential, but I'm gonna go with Scataboom for the win on this one.
All right, love it
for the upset.
Very good. Well, good luck to both of you.
Yes, absolutely. Good luck for sure. All right. In our next matchup here, we got Bark at the Moon going up against CD's Nuts. And right now, these projections are pretty tight, 144 to 141. You're starting Jalen Hurts, my friend, and he is starting CJ Stroud. What do you think of this lineup between both teams? Dunn and sitting in 11th place. And you, my friend, you've already punched your ticket in the playoffs here. So, but a win here would still, be good for overall stats.
Yeah, I think at this point in time, both of us are playing for seed, just to see where we end up, just to see who our opponent will be next week. So it's really not that relevant, win or lose. We're both locked into each bracket that we're going to be in, and it's just a matter of dictating who our opponent is in the playoffs. I'm not too concerned about it. It's one of those games that in my case, I was lucky enough that what I've done so far was enough, and I like my team. I'm excited that Amon-Ra is still active and able to play. That was a big scare last week. So let's see what happens. I'm hoping that the team does well.
Yeah, one of the names that we talked about too, I see you got Aronde Gadsden. That's one of your pickups here. Good pickup, I'd say.
Yeah, I had George Kittle on a bye, so I figured, all right, let's start somebody, and that was the somebody that I decided to take a chance on. Let's see what happens.
And we did talk about it too. We see Dunn is starting Zach Charbonnet, giving him the start in one of the RB slots, which, I think is smart considering he does score touchdowns. He gets touchdowns.
Yeah, I like it. I think this is a good start for sure.
I look at it. I mean, you guys have got, I mean, I think these projections are pretty good. You guys have got a pretty balanced, between both sides. I mean, he's got Bijan going into Seattle. Seattle D is tough, so we'll see how that works out. But other than that, I think you guys have got a pretty balanced lineup. Right now, you're in the lead 30.50 to his 10.30. But I am going to choose Bark at the Moon for the win.
Very good, very good. I'll do the same. Bark at the Moon for the win here, and good luck to you, Dunn, going forward.
Yes.
I know you're in the bottom there consolation, but there's still a lot of motivation to not come into that last place.
Right now, did we ever decide on a last place penalty? Has it ever been decided? I feel like every time we talk about this, I feel like 10,000 things are thrown out, and I don't think we have an official last place penalty yet, right?
I don't remember that we did. Yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. I don't think we ever really finalized on something.
We got to just solidify on something and just do it.
We should.
I mean, we just got to do it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Somebody just has to take the bull by the horns and do it. Even if it's a poop trophy here too.
We could find a way to make that happen.
I think we may just have to.
Yeah.
I think we have to make an executive decision, considering no one else is going to make the decision, and you are co-commissioner of this league. I feel like we should make an executive decision here on the air, Pablo, and just say this is what we're doing.
This is what we're doing. Yeah, no, I definitely like that idea. I like the idea of maybe some type of punishment during the following season's draft. Whether it's a T-shirt or some kind of other ridiculous penalty.
Yes,
to have to draft, during the draft with something that clearly distinguishes you as the team that ended up on the far end of the standings.
Yes, I agree with this. All right. This is something I can get behind for sure.
Yeah, definitely. If anyone has any other ideas that they do in their league, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We'd love to hear about it.
Yes, please do. We'd love to hear from you guys. And by the way, too, this show is also available anywhere you get podcasts right afterwards. So if you are on Spotify, you can leave comments by scrolling up on the screen and dropping comments there. And of course, because it lives on YouTube and Facebook, you can drop comments in there as well. We would love to hear from you guys what some of your other punishments are for last place. All right, next matchup, Go Suck a Dak versus Team Keg. So number 12, we're just talking about it. Our last place holder right now, Willie, who I still can't believe he's in last place considering his team this year, but here he is going against Team Keg, sitting in third place, who has locked a playoff spot, projected to win 145 to 186 currently. Go Suck a Dak with 27.44 points versus Team Keg with 37 points. Starting QBs here, Dak, who played on Thursday, got him 27 points, going up against Patrick Mahomes. Jamar Gibbs really giving Team Keg a nice boost there with 37 points the other night. Great point total to come out of a Thursday night.
Hat trick.
Yeah, seriously. How you feeling, Pablo? What do you feel about this matchup here between number 3 going up against number 12?
So I think Team Keg's definitely the strong team in the league this season, and in this matchup, clearly going to be my pick for sure. He's got a lot of really, really good players, and for some reason, even though on the other end, Willie's got several really good players as well, it just doesn't happen. I think during the season he experienced some very bad fortune with Bucky Irving. Now he's finally got him in his lineup, so hopefully Bucky can turn it on and put on a good game for this week. But Team Keg will be my pick for sure.
Yeah, Bucky Irving was his keeper too, and that was something I remember he was all excited about. And Bucky Irving's my keeper, and but this is the thing with running backs, man. It's tough. It's tough to have a running back as a keeper because you just don't know. I mean, really any of these players, but I feel like running backs seem to be the riskier keeper. Yeah,
it's really difficult to bank on one. But here we are. And Justin Jefferson, the other guy, just to call out, who Willie drafted early, round 1, and he just hasn't had a good season. The quarterback play was obviously a great reason why that happened that way.
Yeah,
and that's why unfortunately, Dak's team here is in 12th place.
Yes, and also just want to know, good pickup, Devin Neal. That's the rookie we were talking about, the running back. Good pickup by Willie on that one too, because that's somebody that could see a lot of action this week.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. So my pick for this week is I do feel like Team Keg is going to run away with this one.
That's it for me too. Already off to a huge start with 3 touchdowns on a Thursday night. So yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to beat that.
Yeah, it's tough. So sorry, Willie, but that's them's the breaks, buddy. Them's the breaks. All right, next matchup here: Grudy McGruden face Josh's team, who we haven't seen in a little bit. Josh, we miss you, buddy. When do you come back on? Versus Manja Magic, who has locked up also a playoff spot. She is sitting in 4th place. Grudy McGruden face, really very active. Another active trade guy making some trades throughout the season. Also kind of plagued by injuries as well. He is rolling with Sam Darnold as his starting QB, going up against Jordan Love. And I also see that Manja has to make a move here because Marvin Harrison listed as out on her lineup.
Mm-hmm.
He is not playing. He was listed as a DNP on Wednesday and Thursday and now ruled out ahead of Sunday's game. So she will be having to make a swap there. But even with the swap, right now it's projected for Grudy McGruden face to take this one 153 to 134. But I do feel like once she makes the swap, that's going to change considerably. And she does have some options here.
She does. Yeah, she does. It's unfortunate that Harrison is out. He had just come back from being out for a couple of weeks with an appendix surgery. Now he got back on the field last weekend and got knocked out of the game, so he's out again. Options are there. I'm sure that Manja Magic will find a way to put one of her bench team players in her lineup.
And we were just talking about she's got she's got some good players on here that could definitely start and move up. I mean, she's got someone in her flex spot that could easily move up, and she could slot someone in there as well. So she can make some moves. What do you still think? Not to dunk on Josh at all, but do you still think it was wise to have Jerry Jeudy as your keeper?
Well, I mean, at the time, it was a good roll of the dice,
right?
But in hindsight, now we look back at the season, and they had so much turnover at quarterback.
Really,
it didn't really pan out. So, I mean, the value was dirt cheap. He got Jeudy for like a super late pick. So, I mean, all in all, he didn't lose much, but I don't think he gained anything at all by keeping Jeudy.
No, unfortunately, it's been quite a disappointing season. I mean, his best game was against the Jets, where he got 19, almost 20 points, 19.80 points. But hey, maybe things will change now that you got Shedeur Sanders as a QB there. You could still be maybe a good call here, but unfortunately, it's not going to really help his playoff chances because he's basically out of the playoffs at this point. So, good try, Josh. Good try.
Yeah, next year.
So where are we going with this? Where are we landing on picks? Grudy McGruden face or Manja Magic? Now, Manja Magic, she's already punched her ticket. She's in to the playoffs.
Yep.
So doesn't really need the win. No. But, I mean, unless, for stats and seed, basically, is what she's playing for at this point.
Yep. I'm going to go with I know Manja will update that roster, and it'll improve her projection, but I'm still going to go with Grudy for the pick here.
Yeah.
Both teams, like you said, already locked in both sides of the bracket. Manja in the playoffs, Grudy on the consolation side. But for this matchup here, I think Grudy comes out with the win.
All right, there you go. I am going to go with Manja Magic for the win on this one. I think that she's going to pull this one out.
Going with the underdogs today.
I'm going crazy. All right, let's go over to our next matchup here. Super Lamaria Brothers. Former champ, well, I guess still current champ. I shouldn't say former champ yet because the season's not over, but current champ. Going up against Suck My Dicka, Tina's team, sitting at 6-7. Man, Tina's team really was so close to making it in. She was starting to string some wins together, but at the end of the day, it just wasn't enough. And now that last spot is pretty much going to be decided between Scataboom and Swift kicking the pits.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you were close, Tina. You were about maybe like one win away, maybe two.
Yeah.
from getting in there, and it didn't work out. This week right here, it looks like you've got multiple options at QB. Well, Jaden Daniels has been confirmed to get the start, so that could be a choice to update the starting lineup. But overall, I think the roster that Tina's fielding this week is going to be competitive. It's got a nice clash here against our current champ, Super Lamario. And it's going to be a tough one to call in terms of a pick here for win. What do you see, Chris? Who do you like more? Which side?
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Suck My Dick Up, because I feel like that when she puts into Jaden Daniels, I think I would definitely put him in over Kirk Cousins for sure. Kirk Cousins is unfortunately very much at the end of the line. You could just see it, and he's a good guy. He's had a nice career, but I think he's done in the NFL, and I would probably swap him out, throw Jaden Daniels in. I think that'll be good. I mean, Caleb Williams on the other side, who Wayne is going with in a super flex spot. I think that's a good play. I mean, but they are going into Green Bay, and that's tough. And we were talking about Lamar Jackson and his struggles, and I think he's going to continue to struggle this week. So I don't think he's going to put up the big points. I mean, he's got some good guys. I mean, Derrick Henry could be somebody you see put up some nice points. DJ Moore really hasn't done too much. I've had him on the dirt, and he's been not great from a fantasy standpoint. But I like the team Tina has here. I think she's got, the Devontae Adams. He's been seeing a lot of action. Michael Wilson, I think, we'll see a lot more action too, especially with Marvin Harrison Jr. being out and Jacoby Brissett basically killing it right now. I think Tina's going to take the win.
Very good, very good. So underdog again, and this time I think I'm going to join you. I'm going to go with Tina's team for the win on this one.
Yeah, I think Tina's got this one. I do. I think even though the projections are in Wayne's favor, I do feel like she's got a better shot than what Yahoo's given her at taking this one. So that's my official pick, and you are also agreeing with me. So there we go. All right, and one last matchup, which is my matchup against Keith's cool team. So number 1 versus number 2 here. Right now, this I am projected to lose 152 to 160. Keith's cool team. I had George Pickens go the other night. Unfortunately, he had a fumble. Went against him. He's been pretty good for me all season long, but only 6.70 points, and he is playing a little banged up. But other than that, that's the only real points. I had 25 points come in from Jared Goff, who didn't have a bad game, but I would have expected with 309 passing yards and all that he would have a little bit bigger, but it is what it is. But I'm happy with it. And
yeah, it was pretty decent.
I mean, listen, I'm in. I punched my ticket. I'm in first place. I'm basically playing to solidify the points leader. I want to win the points leader. That's what I'm playing for. I got the bye. All that stuff is good. Now I want to win points leader.
First place locked up. You can't fall to second, so you're always going to get the lowest seed in each playoff stage as we go forward. And your matchup here, I mean, win or loss is not relevant whatsoever. It's really all about points on the season. You're about 15 or 16 points ahead of Greg's team, Team Keg. And as long as you can outscore him or at least stay within that 16-point margin, you're going to be crowned the points leader of the season, for which in our league, we value that a lot. So good luck to you on that, my friend.
Thank you very much. One move we were talking about it, and there's a move I'm probably going to be making is Chris Olave, still projected to play at this point, but I don't think, as far as Yahoo goes, but I don't think he's going to play. I am going to watch that, and I will probably have to make a swap at the end of the day, and I'm thinking for that swap, I'll probably either put in Tillman or Godwin, potentially, just so I can have someone in there. But that would probably be one of those two guys. Maybe Godwin. I don't know. I mean, he is playing against New Orleans. Cedric Tillman, too. Juicy lineup. Although he hasn't done too much this season. He's had a pretty quiet season, Cedric Tillman. So I might go with Godwin if I have to do the swap, which I'm expecting to do.
I'm not convinced that it's going to work out, but I really do want to see that happen for Godwin. I'd like to see him, come back. Last week,
10 points
he
last
barely,
week,
Yeah, he barely crossed that double-digit mark, but he's on the rise. Hopefully, he's a great player. He's been injured, so it's been a tough season for him and for all ththose managers out there who have held him. Hopefully, this week he can turn it on.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I think that hopefully that happens. Interesting too. He's got Tua on the bench, by the way, going into the Jets. That's a name we didn't bring up, but I mean, Justin Herbert still questionable. Is Tua a guy you would trust at this point in the season? Would you still start at Tua, or would you keep him benched like how Keith is doing?
So his last few weeks have not been great. He hasn't really had like a decent performance in about a month. I mean, they did have a bye in between, but I can see why, if you can afford to bench him, a team would do that. Now, I will point out, it's not that Keith's team it's not gonna matter for him, win or lose. You're in the playoff. Actually, for him, I think it does matter because he's trying to get that second spot and secure a bye as well, and he's got teams nipping at his heels. So it is actually relevant for Keith. And he's taking a chance putting Justin Herbert in on a Monday night because should he not play, then you really don't have a lot of other options to pivot from on Monday night.
He's rolling the dice.
Yeah, he really is.
But we'll see. I mean, he still has time to make that change if he's starting to feel like it's not trending that way. So he still has a little time to make some moves. Well, it'll be interesting to see what happens come closer to that time.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I mean, you're still in the playoffs no matter what. So at least there's that.
Yeah. All right, well, there it is, guys. I'm going to be picking my own team, Golf My Lawn, whatever. I'm still going to do it. So I'm going to pick my team to win. Pablo, where are you at with this one?
I'm going to say that for that pick, I'm going to go with my co-host, Golf My Lawn, as well.
All right. Well, thank you very much, sir. All right, guys. Well, those are all the matchups for LOEMP Week 14. Of course, as we said, our game of the week, the game to watch is Swift Kicking the Pits versus Scataboom, fighting for that very last playoff spot. So there we go. Good luck to everybody who's playing in this final week of regular season play in the leagues. All right, let's go over to the other league that we all play in, which is the Dirt League, the Dirt Invitational. We got a lot going on over there, guys. Holy smokes, look at this. Ginger Ninja 10-3. Congratulations to Ginger Ninja, who has just put together an amazing season, great season. 10-3, sitting in a top spot, followed by my co-host, Uruguay, sitting in a number 2 spot. Love it. Followed by the other Martinez, sitting in a 3rd spot, Manja. And then in number 4, Show Me Your TDs, sitting in the 4th spot. And then we got Primo de Las Matador sitting at number 5, and a Swift Kick of Love, my brother's team, sitting at number 6. Followed by Moose Knuckles at 7. Shark Bait, our current champ, sitting at 8. My team, I did not have a good season this year, but I am playing right to the end because I want to get out of this poop bracket consolation. The Killer Beer sitting at 5-8, BMF at 5-8, the Sicilians at 4-9, and Bodie McBoatface sitting at number 12 at 3-10.
Yep, the standings here are red hot, and I'm excited to see what Week 14 brings. Ginger Ninja locked up a bye. So congrats to Heather. Great season so far.
Yeah.
The last spots up for grabs for this league are 2, and Prima Dos Matador and Swift Kick of Love are in the lead so far with 7 wins over 6 wins that Moose Knuckles and Shark Bait have. Those are the 4 teams pushing for those last 2 spots.
Yeah. So it'll be an interesting weekend to see who can wrap up these last 2 spots.
Yeah. The matchups are great too. We've got Shark Bait versus Prima Dos Matador. That's always a very, very attractive matchup to watch. They're usually very, very entertaining with very, very close margins or even stat corrections that end up tilting one way or the other. Always. I don't know how this happens, but it typically has happened a lot. Yeah. We have a Martinez Bowl here. Vivian and I going head to head as well. So this week puts together a lot of interesting matchups, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. What do you think is our game of the week, Pablo? If you were to pick a touchdown talk game of the week in this league, I don't care about Yahoo this week. I want to do what is the touchdown talk game of the week in the Dirt Invitational?
So to me, it's got to be Sharkbait versus Primo de los Matador. Two teams pushing for a bye. For Primo de los Matador, it's win and you're in. For Sharkbait, he needs to win, and then he still needs a little bit of help with some other matchups going in his favor. But it's still very important because both teams are still alive, and it's a win is crucial this week for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a look. Let's dive into this one. Our touchdown talk game of the week. Primo de los Matador versus Sharkbait. Right now, as it stands, Primo de los Matador with the advantage or the projection going in their favor at 156 to 148. Although Sharkbait has struck first and has 26 points on the board. Taking a look at our starting QBs, Patrick Mahomes going against, and we were just talking about it, Justin Herbert, who is still questionable to start on Monday, trending towards playing. But as we know, anything can happen before game time. But rolling the dice. Sharkbait's rolling the dice here. And then we look down, Nico Collins, Puka Nacua, Quentin Johnston, Deebo Samuel, Breece Hall, Ashton Genty, R.J. Harvey, David Montgomery, Tyler Warren, Travis Kelce, Kyron Williams, Jamison Williams, Jacoby Brissett, who I got to tell you, I love seeing Jacoby Brissett have so much success right now. Tyrod Taylor, Harrison Buckner is our kickers. Harrison Mevis, by the way, talking about kickers, if you had Aubrey on your team, and I think my brother did, man, he got you big points the other night for sure. Tennessee defense going up against Washington D, and then we got our IDP. So looking at this lineup, Pablo, how you feeling right now? Prima is the favored, according to Yahoo.
Yep.
But let's throw it out the window. What does your gut tell you?
So right now, I think the current champ, Dan, he's got his work cut out for himself. His team he's got a good team. It's not a bad team whatsoever, but he's got a bit of an uphill battle. Mikey's put together a pretty strong team. You were talking about Jacoby Brissett. He's now been confirmed the starter for the rest of the season for sure. Kyler will not return to the field in 2025. No matter what health issues are going on. And Brissett's been great. He's been really good. Yeah. So to the point where, Mikey's putting CJ Stroud on his bench, regardless of him coming back and having what I think is a pretty decent matchup. I think I would do the same thing as Mikey's doing right here. I would definitely bank on Brissett because he's been great. He's been fantastic.
Yeah. He's got a quick question here too. Mitchell over Johnson? Question mark.
Okay, so Quentin Johnston, he's a guy who's early in the season was on fire, but then kind of fizzled out a bit. Yep. And at this point, he's had a few weeks that were okay, but some that weren't. Adonai Mitchell, that was the other question he had on the Jets. Let me take a quick look at Mitchell to see what his previous weeks have been looking like. And I'll tell you this. One thing I do maybe like about Mitchell is that
game against Atlanta.
Right. Yes. His last week. Okay. So I'm looking at it now. His last week, he got 12 targets. He put over 100 yards and a touchdown. Now, I don't think that'll be an every week thing. I'll start with that. But the reason I still like Mitchell as an option, I definitely would be considering Mitchell, is because on the other end, Sharkbait has Tyrod Taylor starting in his lineup. So any touchdown that Tyrod throws to Mitchell is something that you could offset there. So I think that if you're looking at a close decision between two wide receivers, that would be one factor that I would take into consideration as a tiebreaker. That the fact that that's a player that might help you offset that quarterback. Now, it just so happens that Quentin Johnston is also the wide receiver for his other quarterback.
Yeah.
So I get how, taking one out for the other, it might be, that factor might not be that relevant in this case. But
Right.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm not too thrilled about Johnston only because we've seen him throughout the year and he's fizzled out, and I'm not expecting him to have a boom game. And
Hmm.
Adonai is maybe the new hot waiver wire pickup that maybe we all want to see more of.
Right.
I might lean more towards Mitchell for that reason, but I don't think it's a guarantee. I think it's maybe more of a coin toss here. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when I'm looking at this lineup, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things on both sides that make both these teams actually really good. And I do feel like this is going to be a very close game. But I do feel like at this point, I feel like Mikey has the upper hand. I feel like Prima has the upper hand. And I think that he's going to take this one. So I am going to officially pick Prima Dolas Matador to win the game of the week over Sharkbait and upsetting the current champ, soon to be former
Prima,
champ.
Prima, the female cousin. That will also be my pick here. Prima de los Matador.
Yes. So there you go. Primo Dolas Matador for the win. All right. Sorry, Sharkbait, but thems are the breaks.
Mm-hmm. Good luck to both of you, though.
Yes, good luck to both of you. It's going to be it'll be fun to watch throughout the day for sure. So, all right, let's go on to our number 11 versus number 12, basically fighting out for the last spot for final place in our league. Sicilians versus Bodie McBoatface. Projections on this are like ridiculously low because we've got two starting QBs that are projected to not play, which is Marcus Mariota not playing and Trey Lance not playing right now because
Right.
Justin Herbert is trying to play. Now that could all change. But Pam is basically making the expectations that he could be the starter. This team, both of these teams are hurting a little bit as far as players go. I think Pam's team has a bit of the upper hand here with Bijan Robinson starting. It's tough. I'm looking down this lineup, and I know both these teams have really been plagued with injuries big time, and now also being affected by some bye week. So it's tough. So they're not left with a lot, and I know in our chat, there's not a lot on the waiver wire for them to go after. So both these teams are kind of in a pickle this year. This week for sure. Pam is projected to win, Bodie McBoatface, and she's already got 18 points on the board going up against Tina's team once again, the Sicilians. But it's tough. It's tough to be in a situation where both sides have no quarterbacks.
It is. It truly does stink, and it's unfortunate. I know we had some chat in our text thread. Rule changes will definitely be taken into consideration during the offseason. Where a couple of weeks ago we brought up the possibility of moving away from a super flex. That's a conversation that we'll have and see what the majority of the league feels like they want to do for 2026. Positional limits was also something else that came up this morning. That's also an option. One other option I want to throw out there is reducing bench size, something I've seen to have proven success in many, many other leagues, is to have a much shorter bench, preventing the opportunity for teams to be able to accumulate guys. If you bring your bench down to 5 from 7 where we are today, or something like that, that's also an option. So let's throw these ideas out there. Unfortunately for this week, it totally stinks that this is what we're looking at. I wish that I wish these two teams the best of luck, not only this week but in upcoming weeks. I know they got some important matchups coming up in the consolation bracket as they aim to avoid that handcrafted trophy that we talk so much about on this show. So for this week's pick, I think kickers and TEs only.
Yeah.
That would be a very interesting league. That
would be a very interesting league.
Would.
Kickers and tight ends only.
So for this week's pick, I think I'm gonna go with the Sicilians. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one, but I think that's the way I'm gonna go. I think the Sicilians actually on Tina's bench. I see we got Aaron Jones, and he's healthy. He's got a good matchup. He's a starter on his team. I would be interested in trying to find, if it were on my team, trying to find a way to get him into my lineup somehow.
And
But
and designated for return. He was a full participant in practice on Friday.
yeah, that stinks that he didn't get cleared for this week.
Yeah,
But
it is. It does stink, but it would be interesting to see if he comes back on Monday.
yeah, I have him in a dynasty league, and it's been such a killer to have lost him for so long. I can't wait for him to get back.
Yeah, O'Marion Hampton. So for all you O'Marion Hampton owners, especially if you're in the playoffs, he could be coming back just in time for you. So
Hopefully
all right,
next
so
week.
I've picked Sicilians on this one. This is tough, man. This is really tough, but I think I'm gonna go the same way. I think I will also go with the Sicilians.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, there
Best
we go.
of luck to you too.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. All right, next matchup. Show me your TDs versus a Swift Kick of Love. Swift Kick of Love, fighting for that playoff spot there. And show me your TDs. Chris's team sitting in fourth place, 8-5 versus 7-6. Right now, looking at our starting lineups, our starting QBs, Jalen Hurts on Show Me Your TD side, and Tua on Kevin's side on Swift Kick of Love. Both teams with points on the board, 13-15, and these projections are pretty much almost a dead heat, 142.05 to 142.55. Wow. And both lineups looking really good here, though. This is going to be a really good game to watch. I mean, really good lineups.
And there's a lot on the line. This is a big game. It's actually quite important. For Swift Kick and of Love. It's a dire game where a win gets you into the playoffs almost.
Win and you're in.
Win. Win and you're in. That's it. Win and you're in for sure. And even with a loss, there is an outside chance that he could still make the playoffs, but that's a much, much more difficult scenario. So for Show Me Your Touchdowns, I think that the bye is out of reach at this point. So he's really just playing for seed. He is locked into the playoffs. He's guaranteed not to have the consolation trophy for next season. Our beloved third trophy will not be accessible for Show Me Your Touchdown, who is the two-time holder, back-to-back consecutive seasons, current holder. He's very, very happy to put this thing in the mail and ship it away.
Yeah.
But a super close matchup. It's for picks. It's actually, I think it's a coin toss. I'm gonna go with Swift Kick of Love, but it's super, super close.
Yeah, this is a really, really close one too. I mean, both these. I mean, dead heat projections. There's a lot to like on both sides. Both guys have got good firepower. Both have good wide receiver core here. Bucky Irving, of course, coming back. My brother starting him. Man, this is tough. I'm just gonna have to go down to blood here. I'm gonna have to pick blood. I'm gonna have to go with blood here. So Swift Kick of Love is my pick.
All right.
It's in the books. It's official. Swift Kick of Love for the win and punching a ticket to the playoffs. All right.
Good luck to you guys.
Good luck. All right, going up to the top here. My team, the Killer Beers, number 9, going up against number 1, Ginger Ninja, who does not need to win at all. But I do, because I would like to get out of the consolation bracket, the Poop Bowl consolation bracket. So a win here would be nice for me. She does have an empty spot right now on her lineup, so I'm sure she'll take care of that. But I am projected 147 to 122. I got 26 points on the board. She's got 5.50, but I'm sure when she makes that adjustment, those projections will change. This week, I do have a lot of guys. I've got some players on bye this week. I had Jared Goff play. He got me some good points. Alex Anzalone got me some good points, too, on my IDP. I am rolling. I was talking about before, man, DJ Moore just has not been good for me. In week 12, he had 20 points, but last week 3 points. And this week's going into Green Bay. I don't feel great about my chances with him, although Jamar Chase in Buffalo, I'm looking for some good there. And Matt Stafford has really been awesome for me all season long. putting up huge points. Last week didn't put up big points. I thought he put up really big points against Carolina, only 14 points. But I'm hoping for a really good game from him against Arizona, which will help a lot. I did pick up Darren Waller this week, though. I think it was this week. And I am starting him. And I feel like he's going to get used in the mix a bit. So I'm hoping I'll see some good point production there from Darren Waller from fantasy standpoint. But looking on the other side, she's rolling with Bo Nix. George Pickens, much like me in the other league, George Pickens did not have a good fantasy game. Only 37 yards, 5 receptions. He is definitely playing hurt. Although she's rolling with Jonathan Taylor, but she's also dealing with the Chris Olave problem as well. But Pablo, thoughts on this one?
So it's going to be close. I know Heather has got a hole there in the tight end position. I just want to point out she does have Mark Andrews on her bench.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of time before that gets added to her starting lineup, increasing her projection up to about 130. And still leaves you projected to lead with 147. She also has her defense on a bye. You have one of your IDPs on a bye too. So assuming you both take care of the business there. Yeah. The projections will still be in your favor. She's got a couple other guys. I don't know what she's going to do in terms of putting in Ladd McConkey or Jaden Daniels. Maybe there's a chance there that those could be swapped out. But at the end of the day, I think this matchup is going to be in your favor. Ginger Ninja's been a force to be reckoned with. She's found ways to get wins every week somehow, whether she's the underdog or not.
Yep.
So by no means am I saying that this is going to be a guaranteed win for you, but it's looking like it's in your favor. I don't believe the outcome of this game is going to have much of a play in the season, but I do think that for this week, the killer beers will be my pick.
All right, cool. Yeah, I am also going to pick myself as well. I do feel like that, a win here would be good and hopefully get me out of consolation. Get me out of that top four, that bottom four spot that puts me in consolation for poop trophy contention.
Well, best of luck to you. Yeah. And let's see how that pans out. That bottom bracket will be fire. It will be great to watch, just as exciting as the top one.
Yes, exactly. Everybody fighting to not have the poop trophy.
Of course. Of course.
All right. Well, hey, we got the Martinez Bowl happening here. Uruguay versus Manja, number 2 versus number 3. And really, I mean, this is all about bragging rights. This is all about bragging rights and who will reign supreme in the Martinez household. Right now, Uruguay with 162 projected over Viv's team with his Manja at 153. And you have got 5.50 points. Viv jumping out at 51 points on the board. Benefit of having Dak Prescott get 18.5 points and Jamar Gibbs with 32.5 points. So definitely giving her a nice little boost going into the weekend for sure. But looking on your side, bud, you still have Sam Darnold and you got that nice connection here with JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba. You got Rashee Rice, Derrick Henry, Jalen Warren. So you still have a lot of big names yet to go. And, of course, Josh Allen sitting on your super flex there. And looking across, she's got Caleb Williams. But how you feeling about your chances here, bud, and reigning supreme in the household for this week?
I like it. This is a revenge game. Week 3 put us against each other, and Bibiana kicked my ass. So I'm definitely looking to at least level things out during the regular season. And win or lose, both teams are going to be in the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to that being I told her just to cover myself. I said, even if I lose this week, it's fine. We still have the playoffs, and if we run into each other, then that's when it really matters the most.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens. But Manzi's got a good team. I wouldn't be surprised if she comes out with a win. 3 touchdowns from any of your players already gives you a giant boost.
Right.
So good luck to her. But I feel good about my team. I definitely feel like it's a contender.
Yeah, I feel good about your team, too. I think that, in fact, I feel like you will take the win on this one. Even though Manja's jumping out of the gate with 51 points, I feel like you will get your revenge. So I am going to pick my coast and go with Uruguay for the win on this one. And maintaining that second place status, and reigning supreme and having bragging rights for the weekend.
All right. I love it. I'll pick Uruguay as well. That'll be my pick for this matchup. Good luck, Miss Viviana.
Yes, good luck, Viv. All right, looking at our last matchup in the Dirt Invitational, we got number 7 versus number 10. Moose Knuckles at 6-7 versus BMF at 5-8. And right now, Moose Knuckles is the underdog, 149.71 to 161.84, according to these projections. BMF, Ruben's team, jumping out right away with 50 big points to Moose Knuckles 13. He had Jake Ferguson go, and here we go. We were talking about it. Brandon Aubrey, the kicker, 24 points.
Insane. I love to see that. Yeah, I love to see that. Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes, it's great.
24 points. And then he was also he got some points here from his IDP. Well, his defense put up 11 points. And Brian Bench, who's now out, but before he went out, put up 7.5 points for him. So 50 points right off the bat. But he still has yet to go Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Alec Pierce, Josh Jacobs, and we talk about Devin Neal. On the other side, on Moose Knuckles, Lamar, Christian Watson, A.J. Brown, James Cook III, Woody Marks, Brenton Strange. Some names here. Devon Veal, who we were talking about. And Trevor Lawrence in a Superflex going up against Jordan Love in BMF Superflex. How you feeling though, man? This is actually going to be a fun one to watch too. I think there's a lot of good on both teams.
Yes, yeah, this is going to be an exciting one. Yeah, right now Moose Knuckles not projected to win. BMF started out strong. Let's see what the rest of the weekend brings. But certainly a very, very interesting matchup to watch. And there's a lot on the line here. Even though BMF is already unable to get into the playoffs, he could drag down Moose Knuckles with him into that consolation side of the standings. So
could happen.
We'll see what happens.
But a win for Moose Knuckles and a loss with Swift Kick of Love.
Yes, Moose Knuckles. So that's great that you brought it up. So Moose Knuckles' playoff chances are as follows. He needs a win. That's number one.
Right.
If he doesn't win, he's out. He needs a win, and he needs one of the two teams that are ahead of him to lose. It could be either one. If Prima Dos Matador loses and Moose Knuckles wins, that works. If it's Swift Kicking of Love who loses and Moose Knuckles win, that works too. So there are a couple options there for him, but it's definitely difficult because this right here already has him as the underdog. So he's got a lot of work to do here.
He certainly does. But, hey, listen, anything can happen. And maybe Lamar Jackson has a great game. Maybe A.J. Brown goes off. Maybe James Cook goes off. You know, there's a lot of places where he can get some big help. Unfortunately, I don't know if this week's going to be the week for him. But he's got some good players. I mean, the Brenton Strange, it's a good connection there going into Indy versus Indy. So I don't know, though. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I mean, a 50-point lead right now is kind of a lot to overcome at the moment. But, hey, anything can happen. That's why any given Sunday in the NFL. But a win here and a little help, and boom, he's right in it. He's right in the playoff mix. So I think he's going to need a little help from the football gods, from the fantasy football gods.
We were talking about Lamar earlier. He's playing at home against Pittsburgh, and it's a really important NFL game. But in this case, that Moose Knuckles absolutely needs him to hit that 20-point mark. He needs him to not let him down because otherwise it's going to be super hard for him to overcome this. But it's a great game to watch. This for fantasy purposes in our league. This is going to be a fantastic one to follow.
Yeah.
I want to point out one of those statistical facts that I'm a big fan of. Mm-hmm. This is our 17th season of the Dirt League.
Wow.
And Moose Knuckles right here is our 5-time champion. One of the most successful team so far to put his name 5 times on the trophy. He's the only team who has, in the previous 16 seasons, been in the playoff 16 times. The only team to have never missed the playoffs. So we are looking at history right here. We are about to be perhaps witnessing the first playoff miss by Moose Knuckles. So Best of luck to
Wow.
both of you guys. But that's one of those things that we haven't seen happen yet. So will it be this season? Who knows? Let's see and find out.
I guess we'll see. We'll roll the dice and see what happens after this Week 14 action here. Our official picks for this, I'm going to go with BMF for the upset, keeping Moose Knuckles out of playoff contention and making history.
I'm a fan of that history, those stats. I'm a little bit of a nerd in that sense. So I'm going to go with BMF because that's kind of what I would like to see. Yeah. But if it's no hate against Moose Knuckles there.
No, not at all.
You just why who he doesn't need 6 trophies on his
No, come on.
He's gonna have we get medals in this league too that we get to keep. So I mean, Can you imagine somebody with 6 medals hanging there? He would have like a back problem. Like he doesn't need that. Like no, yeah, that's okay. Just go relax and go. My pick will be BMF for here.
All right, so there it is. BMF for the win.
BMF for the win in Week 14, and as we're going to give our co-host here, Chris, a second to jump back in.
Whoops, sorry about that.
BMF here for the win in Week 14.
Yep, sorry about that. Yep, quick
right.
technical difficulty.
Some audio that we're still waiting to get a feed on. We can see you there, Chris, but we're just about to get the sound back in. So very exciting end of our regular season for both sides, for the top side of the standings in the Dirt League as well as the bottom, and for all leagues out there. So what we're looking at Saturday morning, I know I'm going to be watching those injury reports throughout the week, making sure that we stay on top of any last minute changes for some of those quarterbacks or running backs that were questionable. I advise that all fantasy managers out there do the same. Make sure you stay on top of that, and that's it. We're gonna have a super, super exciting Sunday tomorrow, and an even more exciting Monday night for those last minute needs that some of us are gonna be depending on to get into those playoffs.
Absolutely. All right. So can you hear me, buddy?
We can see you there, buddy. We're gonna give it another minute to see if we can get that to come through in audio. Just a small unfortunate issue with our technical aspect. You can hear perfect, and it's just the sound not coming through at this time. But listen, we're going to wrap it up, and we hope that all of you fans have a wonderful end to your Week 14. Good luck to get your teams into the playoffs, and enjoy your Sunday of football. All right. From Chris and Pablo, we're out.